Hey guys, how's everybody? Hey guys, how's it going? I'm back in Arizona, sadly, because of school. I had a lot of. Am I disappointed about being back in Arizona? Absolutely. But I do have 3 awesome CDs to talk about today. All three of these discs are from one band, Blink-182, the legendary California pop punk and punk rock band. And by the way, kid talking about Blink-182 wears an Angels and Airwaves shirt. Stop. It's called having taste. Tom DeLonge is an amazing performer and musician. So, and A, Tom DeLonge is amazing, and B, I love both Angels and Airwaves and Blink-182. But also, I have both their posters on my wall. Just because I'm wearing an Angel shirt while talking about Blink doesn't mean that I like both one band over the other. I both love these bands equally as much. Even though I probably should have been wearing a Blink shirt. Anyway, let's go. Also shout out to CD Trader in Toronto, California, who is where I got these first 2 CDs from. They're a great record shop in Southern California, just outside, right outside downtown Los Angeles. I highly recommend them if you're ever in the Toronto, Los Angeles area in California. Okay. All right, number 1, Blink-182 Neighborhoods Deluxe Edition. Yes, Deluxe Edition. 14 tracks instead of 10. This is the 2011 comeback. This is the reunion / comeback album for Blink-182 released years after the self-titled 2003 album that I'll be talking about momentarily. This album definitely was very divisive when it first came out in 2011, when it probably should have come out in 2010. But anyway, 2009, Blink-182 are back. After several years of total public and radio silence, Blink-182 return in 2009. Tom DeLonge, Mark Hoppus, and Travis Barker are back. All 3 members of Blink had dabbled in 3 different side projects. Tom DeLonge, Angels and Airwaves. Tom DeLonge in 2005 launched Angels and Airwaves in Southern California, in San Diego, California, ironically in the same town where Blink came from. Tom DeLonge launched Angels and Airwaves, a art project, according to Tom DeLonge, a art project rock band that according to him was supposed to be the next big thing in rock, the thing that would the biggest rock revolution in years. Anyway, Angels and Airwaves, that's it for another video. Anyway, Blink-182 announced their reunion at the 2009 Grammys. They go on tour for 2 years, and then they finally reunite in the studio to begin work on this album, Neighborhoods. Can I get this open? I'm sorry if I can't. Anyway, this album is actually... I checked out this album around... I was bored to death in quarantine, so I decided to pick up this record. So I decided to check out... I already had this record downloaded, so I decided to jump on Apple Music and check it out. As soon as I first listened to Wishing Well, I fell in love with this record. This is easily one of my all-time favorite Blink-182 albums. It's certainly a very different record for Blink. This is certainly something that's very diverse for them. You see, this record saw Blink very much branching out, kind of abandoning the original formula that they had, the original formula, and plus like also thanks to Tom DeLonge, thanks to Tom DeLonge wrestling both Blink-182 and Angels and Airwaves band commitments both simultaneously. You'll hear a lot of Angels and Airwaves-esque sounds on this record. The three best examples of that probably being the opening track, Ghost on the Dance Floor, Natives, After Midnight, Sig Charmer, and Wishing Well. You can't, like, this record could easily pass as an Angels and Airwaves album under Blink-182's name. But anyway, this record really is like you can be either just into only in Angels and Airwaves and not necessarily into Blink, or you could be really into both bands. Gonna have to like listen and understand both of those bands in order to really understand this record, but put that aside. Neighborhoods, 4 out of 5, great album. The self-titled Blink-182 album, 2003. 2 years after what is often considered one of Blink's all-time greatest album, if not their greatest album, leading up to the release of the self-titled Take Off Your Pants and Jacket. 2003, Blink-182 returned to the studio after years of touring, after years of intense touring. Blink-182 get back into the studio, beginning work on one of the greatest albums of the 2000s, their self-titled 2003 album. Their self-titled 5th album. Doesn't matter where you are in the world or who you're hanging out with. If you're hanging with, if you know Blink-182 and you know a friend who also knows Blink-182, as soon as you hear the opening, Travis Barker's opening drum solo on "I Miss You," you're instantly brought back to 2003, and similar time when punk rock and pop punk ruled the airwaves, and skate parks you're instantly transported to the early 2000s skate punk scene. This album is easily my all-time favorite Blink record. Not saying something because I have Adam Out of the State and Take Off Your Pants and Jacket, also in my collection, which are awesome albums. But this album kicks butt. As soon as the opening "Get Ready for Action," as soon as you hear that "Get Ready for Action," and then the guitar, and then the opening guitars from Mark and Tom, the opening Tom DeLonge's opening guitar blasts you straight into the action on this album. As soon as you hear that opening guitar, this album does not let off the gas pedal. This album, the self-titled Blink-182 self-titled album is literally Blink-182 firing on the nitrous. They never stopping for a moment. This album is like go, go, go. This album 15 or 14 tracks long on the standard edition. This album is interesting and of course very different. This album was very different for Blink at the time because this album, mostly for a couple reasons. The first one being this album is a lot more faster and harder thanks to Tom DeLonge, mostly thanks to Mark Hoppus, thanks to Travis Barker and Tom DeLonge's first side project that they were heavily involved in, Boxcar Racer from 2002. This album definitely has a lot of Boxcar Racer influences, especially in the guitar tone, where it's like very very post-hardcore leaning, very fast, energetic, and very brutal, definitely very hard charging at times. This record, great. This record is a lot more serious, a lot more they didn't abandon their pop punk lyrical roots, but definitely they very much diversified. For example, on Asthenia, Stockholm Syndrome, Down, Always, and Easy Target is quite easily my favorite. Easy Target right now is my favorite song on this album. It's almost like Tom DeLonge and Mark Hoppus are like describing this girl who is like trying. This girl who is really trying, like, he's like beating them up and really is kind of like being really mean to them. It's like that's that's like my own interpretation. I don't know real interpretation. This is my educated guess. Anyway, this album, 5 out of 5. This is quite easy. This is often seen as Blink-182's most all-time famous album. All-time most famous album. A really solid, really powerful blast and like punch in the face. Very hard charging. Really hard charging. Very powerful record. This album also is different from other Blink records thanks to because of its use of interludes, which is something Blink had never necessarily done before. Also, they got a feature. They got Robert Smith of The Cure to feature on the song "All of This," which I like Robert Smith. I love his voice. I love his voice. But the song could have turned out a lot better considering what Robert Smith and The Cure are capable of and what they have produced. Like, you would think The Cure and Blink-182 coming together would culminate in a more better song, but honestly, I don't really dig. I don't dig it much. So there you go. There's a little CD collection update from my most recent CD trip. I got two stellar albums from Blink-182. The 2011 reunion comeback album, Neighborhoods, and their legendary All Guns Blazing self-titled 2003 album. Hope you enjoyed it. Subscribe and comment. Leave a like. See you guys later. Peace out.